What's up, everybody? The National Weather Service has issued new winter weather alerts, what you need to know as temperatures continue to drop, and a Northwest Florida mom finds hope through loss. Why she started giving back at Christmas time. Plus, the Pensacola State of the City address is happening in less than 30 minutes. How you can watch it from the comfort of your home. We've got all of that plus more. News 5 Now starts right now.
This is News 5 Now, streaming live to your neighborhood and around the world.
Hey, Internet family, I'm Akivia McFarland. Thank you so much for joining us for WKRG News 5 Now. We do this every day at 5:30 where we catch up on the big stories that we're following for you right now. We talk about your answers to our question of the day, and we see how you voted in our Facebook poll. It's always a fun, interactive time for us to get to know exactly what's on your mind. So thank you for joining us. Let's go ahead and get things kicked off with the big stories that we're following for you right now, beginning with number 5. The National Weather Service has rolled out new cold weather alerts for the season. This is in an effort to better alert the effects that cold air has on people regardless of wind chill. Wind chill advisories, watches, and warnings will be discontinued. They'll be replaced with cold weather advisories and extreme cold watches and warnings. As for tonight, temperatures will fall into the 20s and 30s in our area. My goodness, please bundle up. We want to remind you to make sure you protect your peas, your pets, your plants, and of course your people with the cold air settling in tonight and tomorrow morning. So please, if you're like me, if you're a wimp and just cannot handle the cold, make sure you have the long sleeve, the fuzzy socks, the big coats, the hoodie, whatever you need. Please stay warm out there. Number 4, 2 locations in Mobile are now recognized for their role in the Reconstruction era, a period of U.S. history after the Civil War. The National Park Service recognizes more than 100 sites across the country. Until recently, only one Alabama location was on the list. That was Tuskegee. But now, the Africatown and Campground Historic Districts in Mobile are also being recognized. The Africatown Heritage House opened in 2023 in part to showcase the story of the Clotilda, and as you may know by now, that's the last known slave ship to arrive in America. Survivors from that ship founded Africatown in 1866, a defining moment in history now recognized by the National Park Service on its Reconstruction era National Historic Network. Isn't that awesome? We deserve to have those incredibly important and historic places recognized. So hooray for that. Number 3, a mom in Northwest Florida is giving back to the community this holiday season after losing her son to gun violence. LaVon Brown knows firsthand how hard the holidays can be after losing a loved one. She lost her son LeBar Brown to gun violence in 2012. She told News 5 after LeBar's death, a family stepped up to give Christmas gifts to his kids who are her grandchildren. And ever since then, she's wanted to do the same. Each holiday season, LaVon Brown collects toys to donate to families of homicide victims. Brown is one of the founders of the nonprofit organization PAIN, that's an acronym for Parents Against Injustice and Negligence, created in 2012. Brown says Toys for Tots has been a big partner in providing donations. Brown, for this season, is still accepting donations and will give out the toys at their annual holiday event this weekend. So if you want to be a part, we will have more details on that. Make sure you check our website. Number 2, the body of a boater that went missing in the Choctawhatchee Bay was found, according to Northwest Florida authorities. Chris Boley with Florida Fish and Wildlife issued a statement saying their dive team found the body of 35-year-old Benjamin Godwin today. FWC, the Walton County Sheriff's Office, and the United States Coast Guard responded to the scene of a sunken vessel on Tuesday. Crews found the boat and searched the past 2 days for the missing boater. And number 1, in a little less than 30 minutes, Pensacola Mayor D.C. Reeves will speak to residents in the annual State of the City address. He's expected to discuss current projects and plans for the city at the Sanger Theater downtown. You can watch live on WKRG's Facebook page or on WKRG.com, whichever is most convenient for you. And no worries, if you miss it, WKRG News 5's Hannah O'Gara will have highlights from the event in our 9 o'clock newscast on Gulf Coast CW and at 10 on WKRG. So make sure you are tuning in and we will keep you abreast of everything that's going on. So those are the big stories that we're following for you at this hour. If you're a regular for News 5 Now, you know what time it is. But if you don't, if you're new, it's your first time, well, welcome, first of all. And secondly, it's time for our question of the day. And this is where we get to read your answers to a question that we post each and every day. And today's question is, we want to know, what is your favorite activity for staying warm? And I hope you have plenty, because as you just heard a moment ago, those temperatures are dipping down into disrespectful territory. It's cold out there, people. All right, so let's read what you all have to say. All right, let's start at the top. Barbara Taylor Agerton says, tonight is actually kind of stuffy, not too cold, not too warm. So she turned her heater off. You're stronger than me, because my heater is still on. It will not turn off until the bugs come back. All right, so she says, when it is cold, though, in the daytime, I make sure to let in as much sunshine as I can. That's a great idea. But when the sun goes down, she draws the curtains, shades down. Totally makes sense. All right, we've got Mike Inslee here. His trick, cats, and lots of them. All right, Mike, thank you so much for that. All right, moving on down, we've got Sandy Roy. She said, staying inside, drinking hot chocolate, and watching Christmas Vacation. Sandy, you sound like my type of woman. I like to drink some hot cocoa when I'm cold, too. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what you guys have to say. Daniel Day says, layering up in clothing and living life. Exercise helps as well. Absolutely. Get that blood flowing and you will definitely warm up. At some point, you'll cool down and maybe want to find another means, but definitely in the moment, exercise does help. I do agree. Ben Frey III says, dressing up. I like sweaters and jackets, but it's not very cold right now. Not right now at the moment. I was actually out there. It's more kind of wet at the moment, but it's tonight and overnight into the morning where you really want to have those, cold weather tricks in place. But yes, bundle up, sweaters, jackets. See me, I like fuzzy socks. I don't know, something about just keeping those toes warm just really does it for me and keeps things comfortable. All right. Ashley Collins Menifee says, ask the labor and delivery units in 9 months how many babies have been delivered, and you'll have your answer. Well, maybe that's something we'll follow up in a little while. Let's keep on going. Levy Washington says, an electric blanket. Okay. Keith Kilgen says, lots of beer. Well, hopefully you're of age, and if you are of age, sometimes beer does make you feel a little bit warm. All right, let's keep on moving down to see how you all are answering. Linda Henderson, watching Christmas movies with a hot cup of coffee. There you go. It is the season for that. You know, I was getting into the Christmas vibe before December, but we are surely in it now. So Christmas movies, hot cocoa, hot coffee, whatever you like, that will definitely keep you warm. Let's keep on going. Let's get a couple of more and see what you all have to say. Dory Lee Smith says, staying inside whenever possible, making homemade chili. Okay, you got a homemade jambalaya too, hot chocolate, popcorn, and watching old movies. Dory Lee Smith, just go ahead and invite us to your house so we can hang out with you, so we can have some of that homemade chili jambalaya and just have a warm, good time. That sounds like a party. All right, let's keep on keeping on. All right. I can see, I'm not going to read some of these, but I can see y'all are starting to get silly and inappropriate in some of these answers for how you stay warm, but we're not going to go there on News 5 Now. Electric blankets and my fur babies. Yes, Darla Tillman, I am with you. I have 3 fur babies, and that's kind of how I stay warm too. Like, I don't always, want them all over me because their fur gets all over the place. But when you have to stay warm, you have to do what you have to do. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing your answers to our question of the day. That was a lot of fun. I love reading through you all's answers and seeing what you have to say. But now we've got to switch gears and get into that poll. We've got to talk about our Facebook poll. And here we go. If the college football playoff started today, the Alabama Crimson Tide would be in the 12-team bracket. And we wanted to know, does Alabama deserve a spot in the 12-team college football playoff? And here's how you voted. 70% of you, I'm not surprised, say yes, it is. We are in Alabama after all, so I'm not shocked by that. And 30% of you say no. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that Alabama is 5-3 in conference play, so that might be why some of you are voting no, that they don't really deserve a spot there. Or maybe you're just not a fan of the Tide, and so you're going to vote no any chance you get. Maybe that's your situation. I don't know, but it looks like overwhelmingly we are saying that Alabama does deserve that spot in there. So we will keep that in mind. And we're going to continue to watch the Tide and our Auburn Tigers too. And, keep on watching. Every football season it's a fun time. So thank you so much for giving us your answers to that. And we're going to go ahead and give you some homework now, because now that we've done that part, we need to figure out what's next. So this is what we want you to do. If you haven't already, go over to Facebook and like the WKRG page and answer our next question of the day. This is what it is. Mobile Police want your feedback about public safety. Tell us what's on your mind about the state of the safety in the city, and also vote on our next Facebook poll too. Do you plan to attend a local Christmas parade? All right, I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna throw a guess out there for that poll. I'm gonna say it's gonna be overwhelmingly like 80-20. Like 80% of people are going to attend a parade, and 20% of people are gonna opt out. Maybe they want to stay inside, stay warm, something like that. But I think that is going to be an overwhelming vote there for going to the Christmas parade. I mean, it's the season for that, guys. It just is. So please go vote on that. Answer our question of the day. We'll be right back here tomorrow at the same time to share the results and your answers. So please do that. But in the meantime, go ahead and turn your channels to WKRG if you're not there already. That way you can tune in to the rest of the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell, and that way come 6 o'clock, you'll be right here where you need to be on WKRG for WKRG News 5 at 6, so you can stay updated on all of your local news. As always, we want to thank you so much for joining us for WKRG News 5 Now. It's always a fun time doing this together. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.